Jarell, you've had a pretty busy summer. Talk about where you've been and kind of what you learned at the different places you've been this summer.
Yes, sir. This summer has been real busy for me. I went out to New Jersey for the big man camp. Had a real good time out there. It was a great experience for me to go out there and pick up some things from some of the pros out there and bring them back here. And when I came back, I went to Vegas a week later for LeBron Skills camp. And I picked up some more tips out there. Had a real great time. LeBron, he interacted with us and played with us. I mean, that was a great experience.
What I asked you off the camera a little bit. You've been playing basketball for a while, but when you're talking to LeBron, arguably the greatest player on the planet, you get a little bit starstruck, or is it you have to kind of pinch yourself when you're talking to him?
I get a little bit starstruck, but I try not to show that. He's a basketball player just like me. He's where I want to go. So I try not to get too starstruck, but I'd be real excited, to see one of the greatest players ever play the game.
I know he plays against guys in those. Did you play against him, or was he on your team for anything?
I was on the separate teams. Ended up playing against him.
Did you get a chance to match up with him at all?
No, I didn't get a chance to match up with him. He played a little bit more on the wings out there.
You mentioned some things you picked up. What were some things you picked up, starting with the big man camp? What are some things you learned there that you think you'll be able to use?
I learned some big man moves. Went out there and learned how to some moves and stuff, and how the guys play on the next level in the NBA. Where they start and where they make their moves at on the floor.
And then LeBron Camp, you said you'd been there as a high school guy, going back as a college guy. What were the differences? What were some things you learned from one year to the next?
When I went there in high school, we basically played games the whole time. And when I went up there in college, we basically worked out and then we played. It was much tougher and we worked much harder than what we did in high school.